Wyverns and Weirdos Curse of Strahd is a horror-themed campaign, and as such contains dark themes, including descriptions of gore, violence, and other features intrinsic to the gothic horror genre. Hello, and welcome to Wyverns and Weirdos does Curse of Strahd. I'm your Dungeon Master, Darby, and joining me as usual are Zoe, playing Sevia, Emily, playing Beatrice, Laura, playing Conrad, Mitch, playing Exley, and Johanna, playing Fall. Let's jump into it. So, where last we left off, the party made their way from Van Richten's tower, having met properly now Esmeralda Davenier, and made their way to the village of Kresk. And we finished just as they were approaching the village. So, as you enter, you see the air actually grows colder as you approach the walled settlement, with two square towers with peaked roofs flanking a stone archway into which a pair of 12-foot tall, iron-bound wooden doors are set. Carved into the arch above the doors is a name. Kresk. The walls that extend from the gatehouse are 20 feet high. Atop the parapet you see four figures wearing fur hat and clutching spears. They watch you nervously.
Sevia waves.
Okay. Paul goes, "Oh, hello, this is Kresk, isn't it?"
Aye.
What? Oh, we were hoping to visit. Are we welcome here?
And who are you?
Travelers.
Yes, we're looking for work.
Not, you're not in league with the devil, are you?
No, no.
It's convincing.
Roll a persuasion check.
Can Fall get advantage because Sevia also shook her head?
No, that's a disadvantage, to be honest. That should be, if anything, that's what it should be.
Valid. Or are you saying individual performance checks?
I rolled
persuasion.
So bad.
Each of you.
Persuasion.
I rolled a 6.
Oh,
I rolled a 3, but...
Oh, God. Persuasion?
Yes,
that's an 11. They're gonna kick us out
Okay,
of the city.
so at this point, because these idiots and their cart are at the front, Conrad swings the horse back over because he's been doing the satellite thing again. He's like, "We're travelers with lots of money. Would you let us in?"
We're just going to have a look into the cart.
Of course. Oh. How much is a fare into the city? I'm quite wealthy.
Roll me a persuasion check. Because you're, for trying to bribe these guys.
I'll do it with D&D Beyond.
Oh, please make this.
Please.
Hang on.
That's so much explaining to do.
It's just squelch and squish.
Matching jingles.
Okay.
And
so,
a murder bird lady. You know, just your regular passengers.
Okay, it's a 16.
16. There is no fee into the city, although we could arrange for an expedited entry if the price is right.
What price are you talking? I am, after all, a nobleman of some consequence, so I can sure we can work something out without having to pry into the cart and all that.
Let's say 20 gold each.
20 gold each. Well, I'm afraid the problem is, well, we're doing traveling money. This is traveling fare here, so I can pay for myself.
No. For each of us.
Oh, this is what you're trying to do.
It's ultimately not that much cheaper, but it's still, because there's 4 of them.
So may I ask, is this an official fee, or is this a bribe for yourselves?
Good heavens, we do not know what you are talking about. A bribe? To the guards?
Interesting. Well, he turns the horse, then squarely looks back at the group, with his eyebrow raised.
I'm sorry, Charlotte, couldn't we... we don't need to go through this whole expedited process, do we? Like...
I am sure that the people who are waiting for us at the other end of this journey would, rather we made it there quickly. Sirs, I'm not quite sure what the holdup is here. Our friend is speaking to you quite kindly.
Yes, but we still need to do our we still need to do our jobs and make
Okay, Conrad reaches into his pocket and pulls out quite a nice looking ring. He's like, would this suffice?
They look at it and go, this is of no use here.
No use here. Really? You value gold, but not enough. Okay, well, the components themselves. All right, that's fine.
I mean, we can just search your cart. I don't know why you are so hesitant for us to see its contents.
Well, of course.
Because someone's in quarantine in there.
You might be able to just smell them, to be honest.
We have a sick person. They're very, very sick.
Very well done, Sebia. They're really going to want to let us into the city now.
No. I mean,
God, woman.
The only healer who can help them is on the other side of this town. We're just passing through. We're not going to stop. We just need to get there quickly. But it doesn't benefit you to look in the cart.
Roll me a deception check.
Please.
Can I also roll it? Or...
No, advantage for Fall's help.
Yeah.
Oh, thank God. Okay. Deception?
Yes.
Why do I have to play a low charisma character? That's a 17.
I'm behind.
17. Well, if there is someone sick in the city and you are just passing through, you can go around the walls.
But it's quicker to go through.
But it
Isn't
is more dangerous to the people of Kresk, if
Okay,
what you say is true.
Why don't you go and have a look inside? I think it's only right as you're sitting to all 4 of you, yes?
I would say that it only takes 2 of us to actually do the search.
Xavier, I just remembered something. Isn't the cart booby-trapped?
You might not want to go in there. I've got some protections against bandits. Then how do you expect that we are to tidy the cart then? Inspect the cart. There's a false door on the bottom. Okay. Yep. All right. All right. And one of the guards goes to look towards the bottom of the cart. He's like, I don't know what you are playing at, but I don't know what your plan is, but I don't know. I don't know what your plan is. But they're gonna see the undead in there and think you're in league with Strahd. They're gonna think we're in league with Strahd.
Hold. Can Sevia cast message to Beatrice?
Yes.
She's going to... Beatrice, this is incredibly important. Hide the undead. Pretend you're sick.
Beatrice
Please.
is just gonna be like, what?
The undead pretend you're sick. Hide
And
the
you
undead.
hear the trapdoor to the cart
Shit.
opening up.
So I very quickly try and like throw something over the friends that I have to hide them. If there's anything in there to hide them with.
Under your cloak?
If it's just
Luggage?
So, roll me a quick investigation check.
Investigation. 21.
21. Okay, so the interior of the cart contains the following things: wooden trunk with some claw marks, a
good, that's
narrow
good.
wardrobe containing a
Maybe
narrow
two.
wardrobe, a climber's kit, a disguise kit, a healer's kit, and a poisoner's kit, a lyre with golden strings, a sculpted wooden cage holding a chicken in a silver ewer with 5 chicken eggs in it, a tiny wooden box wrapped in silk, a set of copper pots and pans, 3 sets of manacles, a shovel, a wooden chest containing a wooden chest, 2 spell scrolls, a map of Barovia, and a charred page of writing.
So you could get them in one of the chests and in the wardrobe,
In the wardrobe, yeah.
and then throw something over the other one. Maybe.
Yeah, perhaps if the chest is big enough, she can all the wardrobe are big enough, she can probably fit 2 in each.
Oh yeah, there's 4 of them. Yeah.
Yeah, because there's
You could
4.
maybe fit the 2 skeletons in the wardrobe together.
Alright, I'm putting the skeletons in the closet
Yeah.
then.
You do see opening the wardrobe that it contains 3 sets of fine clothes, 2 sets of traveller's clothes, several pairs of shoes, a harlequin mask, and 3 wigs.
I want to raid this cart later.
Can I
Oh,
suggest dressing
okay.
him up?
That's what I was thinking.
Keep in mind,
Gonna
you don't have long.
no.
The door is
Give a
opening.
little bit
as-
more time.
How do you?
I can give a
propose to do that?
distraction.
Yeah.
I transform back into normal Exley form.
I scream and fall off.
I also go like, ah, and fall to the ground.
Yeah.
Alright.
Hey, what are you doing? What are you? This was a horse a moment ago.
He does that.
Yes, it's a magic.
What is
Ow.
it?
Going
Some
well.
kind of automaton?
Your guess is as good as mine. He's friendly though.
Sure.
Yes, I'm not quite sure why that happened.
Do you see some sort of danger, Exley? Is there something you needed to tell the guards, or?
Exley looks from side to side.
I should probably say that. Sorry, audio listeners. There is currently no danger in the immediate vicinity.
Oh well, good to know. I'm sure everything is fine, guards.
Is there anything of interest in the cart?
That depends on who you ask.
I haven't had much of a look in there, but I think it's all fine.
Is there anything that the average person would find suspicious?
You are searching for something to indicate we are in league with Strahd, is that correct?
Yes.
What
Did
would
you take
indicate?
part in the rebellion that took place a few months ago against Strahd?
Yes.
Did you see someone who resembled my physique there?
I don't believe I did. But
What
there are a
about the
great
magician?
many people there.
What about the magician who was leading it?
I saw him at times.
I traveled to this land with him. I was in a different form, but I traveled here all the same.
And how do you expect to prove this? Because if you can prove this, then sure, come on in. But
Exley
otherwise, we're searching the cart.
Exley stops and sort of stares off into middle distance for a little bit before reaching behind his cloak and pulling out the tome of the mage
Yeah?
and holds it out. Says, "This is the magician's spellbook. I seek to locate him and return it to him so that the rebellion can continue anew.
Roll me
These companions of mine are here to assist."
roll me a persuasion check.
Ooh, I'm not good at those.
Come on, new dice.
Ooh, yeah. Whoa! Persuasion, -1. That is a 1.
How did he look so sus?
Conrad, who was stowing away his dagger, slowly starts to pull it out again.
How do I know you did not just take this from the wizard? How did I know that you did not just stumble upon this? The wizard hasn't been seen for who knows how long at this point.
Do you think a wizard like that could really be defeated by a group of people like us? And would he leave it behind for no reason? Clearly, Exley was his friend, or he wouldn't even have it.
I do not know what you are capable of. I've only just met you.
Look at me! I am small. I am covered in water. I am... Sir, please. We're cold. We're desperate. We're just trying to get through here.
It's at that moment that that you realize there were 2 guards that came down to inspect the cart. So meanwhile in the cart, Beatrice, you're trying to dress the remaining the 2 zombies.
The 2 zombies. She's trying to dress the zombies and throw a cloak over one of them. Like, she throws her cloak over one of them and is trying to dress the other one after stuffing the skeletons in the wardrobe.
Okay, roll me a quick performance check.
Please. 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 I'm so bad at it. I feel so bad for Conrad.
That's a nat 20.
Yes.
My performance is -1, but that wasn't at 20.
Okay. So with a 19, you see a guard pop their head up through the thing. It's like, oh, sorry, ma'am. We're just inspecting the cart. And he's gonna take a look around. So
You are disturbing these poor sick people.
it's gonna have a look at the zombies, try to see if they. Yeah, no, he just thinks they're sick people. It's like,
They're lepers.
and the ducks back up out from under the cart and says, okay, Jorgen, they are, they seem to be clear. They have, I guess, some sort of raven-headed nurse in there, and two very sickly-looking folk. I have you got business to go in the city?
We do. We need to stop by. As you've probably noticed, there aren't that many places. We need to stay for the night. And we do still have a fair bit of gold to spend in the city. And we would like to take refuge for the night at least.
Well, keep the sick people in the cart.
You can do that, for certain.
Other than that, you are free to go in.
Oh, fantastic. Thank you very much
Thank you.
for your
Sorry
hospitality.
to cause so much of a bother.
All right, so
That was such a trial.
That went perfectly.
Should not.
We're
have
a
taken
well-oiled
that long.
machine.
Oh, yeah, that went really well.
that was definitely interesting.
Alright.
Lucky Beatrice is dice rolls so well.
It's true.
The idea that in the back, like, we're all trying to convince these guards, oh no, it's fine, you don't have to look in the cart, and Conrad's like behind the guards with a knife, like, do we? Are we going? Are we kicking this off?
Yeah, he very carefully pockets the knife before that when they're like, oh yeah, you're all good to go. As they turn it back around, he's like, oh good, excellent, and he turns the horse and leads us into the city, shaking his head
So
as we enter
yeah,
Kresk.
so entering the village of Kresk. The mist-shrouded village beyond the walls is nothing more than a scattering of humble wooden cottages along dirt roads that stretch between stands of snow-dusted pine trees. So many trees, in fact, as to constitute a forest. To the northeast, grey cliffs rise sharply, and the road winding up to the abbey is easy to see from this vantage. And I will just right click and share this map with you.
Ooh.
Okay.
It's a very
Small tree filled, enclosed
Like
by
a-
walls.
like 3/4 of a hexagon.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Okay. Excellent.
Conrad mutters under his breath, oh god, 20 gold to come into this place. Pathetic.
80 if you do the maths for how many they wanted it for.
Well, yes, correct. That is true. That is quite a lot of gold for a place. Have you been here before,
Esmeralda?
Esmeralda?
I was at the abbey a couple of days back.
Excellent. So you're pretty much just returning. It's so surprising they didn't give you passage quickly then. Interesting. I think we shall have to talk about combat capabilities and your place here. I think we shall have much to speak about.
Yes, there's definitely a lot we all need to learn about each other, isn't there?
Certainly, yes.
So,
Definitely.
where to first?
Well, if we are to be staying here overnight, probably requiring stables is required, unless they do not have stables here. Is this where you stole this horse in the first place?
Well, I stored it in, I initially stored it in the... outside of the tower.
Oh, okay. Well. Indeed. Good.
Right, so lodgings, I guess, and stabling, and then think of our next plan.
Sounds like a good idea. Hopefully, there might even be some. If we can manage to find any. Actually, come to think of it, I don't think there's actually. There might not be any accommodation here. We might have to ask at the Abbey.
Okay.
Better and better. What a fantastic place this Kresk is. Really impressive, to be honest.
So I guess then we go straight to the Abbey.
That is certainly an option.
Well, it doesn't. I agree with Conrad. It doesn't seem like there's much else here to do.
No, lots of trees. I was sort of expecting something of substance with such a substantial walls and all that.
Well, I
There
guess
is
if they're
substance to be found in trees.
I suppose so. 42.
well, if they're actively opposing Strahd, I can't imagine they get much trade in, or that there's, it's a very
Tis-
safe place to live.
'Tis true, likely a bit of an embargo going on. Well, I suppose we shall have to do what we can do in places like this. So the Abbey, then, we shall have to attend. Excellent.
Something tells me that the walls are to protect them from Strahd more than anything else. They are probably one of the more openly against Strahd settlements in Barovia.
Excellent. Well, good we didn't see. It's a good thing that you didn't see any of the creatures in the cart.
Yes.
Much less Beatrice.
All right, so you make your way to the Abbey.
Sevia is going to keep an eye out for if there are any shops along the way, anywhere we could get more clothes or supplies or.
There is nothing clearly marketed as any sort of
I figured as
supply
such.
store.
Just figured it.
Yeah.
Sometimes you just got to ask a question
Yeah.
you know the answer to.
Yeah. Okay.
So to the Abbey.
The entire walk, Exley is just staring off into middle space, and in his head, the only thing that's going around is what is the use of walls when one can fly? And that's the only thing sort of going around.
Interesting.
Oh, nice. Oh, well, yes, Strahd can.
Okay.
That's true.
I was thinking when Exley can fly because he's a druid, but no, yeah, of course.
Exley
Strahd
is very heavy.
Yeah.
Yeah, that's a good point.
So, you approach the Abbey from the north gate. The road from the village climbs above the mist to the wide ledge on which the Abbey is perched. A light dusting of snow covers the trees and the rocky earth. The gravel road passes between the two small stone outbuildings, to either side of which stretches a 5-foot-high, 3-foot-thick wall of jumbled stones held together with mortar. Blocking the road are iron gates attached to the outbuildings by rusty hinges. They appear to be unlocked. Viewed through the gates, the stone abbey stands quiet. Its two wings are joined by a 15-foot-high curtain wall. A a belfry protrudes from the rooftop of the closer north wing, which also sports a chimney billowing grey smoke.
I use thaumaturgy to try to open the door.
Yeah, it opens from the distance. Actually,
Dramatically.
what is the range on? What is the range on thaumaturgy?
Oh, yeah, that's good. 30 feet.
30 feet. Yeah, you're not
Oh, okay.
outside the gates. You're not close enough to.
Thor looks at it and just goes, I'm going to use thaumaturgy because that looks too heavy.
Oh, for the iron gate.
The view through the gates. No, the two wings of the wait a sec. What? So, blocking the road
Is it-
are iron gates. So it's the gates that you're trying to open, or the Abbey's door.
The one that we needed to get to the Abbey.
Okay, so the gates. You do notice
Yes.
there are guards at the gate.
Oh, okay.
Not again.
Never mind.
But as you get closer, you do notice that they are asleep.
What excellent guards.
They really must be paid very well. Incredible.
Yes, you get what sleep you can around here.
Well, that's very true. Without outside tampering, yes. Well, let's go in then. Yes. I'll prance through the gate. Oh my
Oh yeah,
horse.
because we're not on a horse now, so
No.
Just walking.
Yeah.
Trotting along.
So you open the gate.
Yes, with thaumaturgy.
As you get closer, you do so seeing the guards. They are somewhat inhuman looking, but they're not any sort of creatures that you recognize. For reference,
Okay. It's unsettling. So the pictures that W has shown, one of them
Yeah.
was like a deep one, and like a dog just like got really crunk one night and had a baby. And the other one looks like a dog and a human, kind of, but they're like literally like patchy. Like the
Yeah,
features
half
of
and
these
half,
two creatures
kind
are
of.
like
Yeah, it's like
Yeah.
a crocodile man
Ooh.
and a dog man.
Yeah.
and
Yeah.
and
Dog man's got a shovel.
and as you cast thaumaturgy on the
they're
gate,
brothers.
the two of them are roused from their sleep.
Yay.
Hey, who are you two? Who are you all?
We're people wishing to pay our respects at the Abbey.
All right, come on in.
Thank you very much.
So
Capital.
you're here to see
Excellent.
the abbot.
That's right, yes.
Oh, I know you. And the more dog like canine featured one points at Esmeralda. Yes, I was here the other day in town, in the village. Yes. Esmeralda, wasn't it? Yes. Okay. And yeah, so they lead you through.
I assume we leave the cart outside.
Yes.
Okay.
Yeah.
But do we tell Beatrice to get out of the cart?
Yeah, I think Esmeralda, on getting off the cart, is gonna rap on one of the windows and say, "We are at the Abbey. You might want to come out to accompany us."
Beatrice comes out through the trapdoor and meets up with the others.
Yeah.
It's like,
Before the trapdoor is closed, Exley will stick his head in and go, "Stay," and then come back out.
That's
Um,
fair.
Yeah.
And Conrad will spend some time getting the horse kind of like hitched up to something as well. Apart from people who come and rejoin.
So, I'm Otto. This is my bro, Siegfried. So Otto stands 4'9", now that you can see him standing, and squats instead of standing upright. He looks almost like a beardless dwarf with patches of donkey flesh covering his face and body. has one human ear and one wolf ear, and a protruding wolf snout and fangs. His arms and hands are human, but his legs and feet are leonine, and he has a donkey's tail.
Not sure. Those are lovely names. It's a pleasure to meet you.
Siegfried, who stays lying down, stands 4'7". The left side of her face. It's her. Whoops. Yeah. So, my sister. My sister Siegfried. The left side of her face and body is covered with lizard scales. The right with tufts of grey wolf fur. Between these tufts is a pale human skin. One of her eyes is that of a feline, and her fingers and hands resemble cat's paws and opposable thumbs. She has a gruff voice and wears a grey cloak with black fur trim.
They are a 10 and a 1, however you want to divide that.
I think probably I can just figure out what score they would be based on that description. It's
Depends what you're
very
into.
subjective, yeah.
I think the important question here is what part of them is the 10 and what part of them is the 1? Like, is the donkey part 10 or... Like,
True, very
what are you
attractive
looking at
donkey.
The
The-
dice don't
the
tell me
mod-
that.
The module certainly gives a suggestion of like which would be the 10 and which would be the 1, in a way. So
Let's
I'm
just
not
leave it
gonna
at
tell.
that.
I'm not gonna tell you which.
Depends how
but
friendly you
that's
get
a-
with them, I guess. Oh boy.
That's a mystery for the listeners at home to work out.
Yeah,
Send us your thoughts.
yeah. If you've read the
Who are you into?
if you've read the module, you probably know who
Who the
Who
hot
is-
one is.
yeah.
Who's winning the bikini competitions.
Interesting.
All right.
Right, let's
What
go.
does the church look like?
Yes.
So, yeah, is there a general view of the abbey? So you're going into the abbey. Yeah, so you see this. It's. I'll bring up the map for you. So it is this. It's this almost strange shape to it. It's like L shape, but with a chunk cut out of the corner. Yeah.
Okay.
Ooh, okay. Okay.
Abbey of St. Markovia. Okay.
Yes.
It's like the temple in RuneScape.
Yes, that's all you have to picture now.
Okay.
12-year-old nerd coming out in me again.
So going through the courtyard.
Seek to buy GF.
The thick fog that fills the courtyard swirls, as if eager to escape. The courtyard is surrounded by a 15-foot-high curtain wall, on which stand several guards with their backs to you. Or so it seemed at first. It's clear now that these guards are merely scarecrows. Wooden doors to the north and east lead to the abbey's 2 wings. In the centre of the courtyard is a stone well fitted with an iron winch, to which a rope and bucket are attached. Along the perimeter, tucked under the overhanging wall, are several stone sheds with padlocked wooden doors, as well as 3 shallow alcoves that contain wooden troughs. 2 wooden posts pounded into the rocky earth have iron rings bolted to them, and chained to one of them is a short humanoid with bat wings and spider mandibles. The quiet is shattered by horrible screams coming from the shed. Just wait here, and I'll go get the abbot.
Beatrice turns to whoever is closest to her and just says, I don't like this.
No.
Esmeralda, is this normal? You've been here before.
Seems mostly par for the course.
Okay. Just like
pretty
the voice in the floorboards we heard a few days ago. That's just a normal part of this place. Excellent. Well, I suppose screams coming from a shed isn't really that strange. If
I'm sorry, where did you
Torturing
hear
going
a
on.
voice under the floorboards?
it was one of the last churches we went to. No one wanted to investigate, not even wonderful Kazir, so we just didn't do anything about it. Yes.
The church in the Barovia when we took to see Ishmax and Irina's father.
Yes, I think you and Four were resting or something. I
Charming.
suppose. Yeah, well, there's torturing going on. I suppose it's not surprising. Maybe that's what would be normal. That's perhaps the word designated the area for. Okay, excellent. Well, this is going to be a wonderful place to rest in. Is
Did you
this
say-
really?
Oh, Darby, did you say there's someone chained up, like, in our sight, or?
Yeah. So, yeah. So there is. What was it?
It was a bat with spider mandibles.
Yes.
Yeah, Jesus.
Yeah.
It-
What have I got? Yeah.
Sevia goes over to talk to them.
Okay. Okay. Is that the right one? No, that's a different one.
Sudden fear. I'm in danger.
Beatrice is going to follow Sevier over.
So, doors to the north and east. Bet you would have postponed it.
The entire time that, like, from seeing the two guards, Exley has just been staring at everyone who has weird animal appendages with intent and interest the entire time.
Okay. Where is it? Tethering posts. There we go. So this figure is let me.
You're sending us a photo?
No, I don't believe I have. I don't have a
Okay.
specific image for this one.
Okay.
But this one, this figure stands about 4'5", and has a hunched posture. Long, stringy black hair hides most of her face, but clearly visible are the spider mandibles and teeth that replace the human mouth. She has the arms and wings of a bat, as well as a cloven hoof in place of her right foot. She doesn't allow anyone to get close enough to... yeah, so you see that, yeah, she's... as you approach, like, she kind of lashes out.
Okay. I won't get closer. Hello? I won't touch you. I just want to know your name.
Marzena.
Sinner?
Marzena.
Marcinat. I'm so sorry. It's a wonderful name. I'm not. Sevia's got her hands up very clearly. In the universal "I am squishy, will not hurt" signal. How long have you been out here?
Don't know. Had to count.
Oh, do you forgive me if this is insensitive? Do you like being out here?
I do not like anything. I do not like your company. I do not like being out here. I do not being like inside. I am... Living is torment.
Oh, I am sorry.
Beatrice steps closer to Sevia.
She won't hurt you either.
Why are you out here like this? Why are you tethered to pole?
Can't remember. Or was I not told? I do not know. If I once knew, I do not anymore.
That hardly seems fair.
It is nothing.
Okay. May I ask another potentially insensitive question? Have you always had this physical appearance? Or is this something that happened when you came to this abbey?
Do not know. Cannot remember
Okay.
life before.
Okay. Do you have enough food and water?
I am fed. I am fed. Cloven keeps me fed.
Cloven.
Yes.
Okay. Well, that is good of them. Even if it is unfair that you are out here without knowing why. She just looks kind of helplessly at Beatrice.
Beatrice is just sort of standing there with her arms crossed in a general sort of stance. But she does sort of go up on her tiptoes and leans up to Sevia and just says once again, I do not like the feel of this place. Something is not right.
No, it is not. Thank you for answering my questions. Is there anything I can do for you before I rejoin my friends?
I do not need help.
Not even help, just...
No, there is nothing.
Okay. Okay. Thank you for answering my questions. She kind of flaps her hands a little uselessly. Then she turns around and walks back to the group.
Beatrice stands there for another second, just sort of scrutinizing her, this figure, and then follows after Sevia.
I don't like this place.
I do not either.
I haven't liked anything about this place, and this particular place is maybe one of the worst.
Yeah, this is very concerning. I would have expected like a place ruled by Strahd or something to have these kind of punishments going around, but
It's
it's like they're doing this independently.
I don't know about all of them, but that poor girl over there doesn't even know why she's here. If she was ever human, she doesn't remember it.
Some sort of mind magic, maybe.
Esmeralda, when you stayed here previously, yes? When you were here?
I didn't stay in the Abbey. I
Okay, good to know. Good. Well, I'm sure our stay here can be brief.
All right.
Probably best not to... Probably best for everyone to be on their guard. Perhaps don't drink any water or whatever sorcery might have gone on here. I don't know. This is probably normal. I don't know.
Don't accept anything from anyone.
Well, that's a good suggestion in general, but...
Stick to our own rations. Exley, Have you seen anything like this before? You've been here before, you said.
I have been around this area before. I have not been to the Abbey. Have I been to the Abbey?
Probably not, no.
Okay.
Yeah.
Yep.
He was a stranger to this city, so yeah.
Yeah.
In your travels, have you ever seen people like this?
I have not. I have seen several odd individuals in my travels, but none like these. They are interesting to observe.
That is a word for it, yes? Let's just get what we came here for, sleep, and then leave.
Absolutely. This is disappointing. I thought having a place that was a resistance against Strahd might be able to find some people to help. But, well, I don't know how deeply this runs, but this isn't a very nice sign.
No, it does not particularly bode well.
Evil people bring evil wherever they go, even to those that stand against them. This is Strahd's doing, whether he had a hand in it or not.
Yes.
Might I remind you that while I stand against Strahd, my traveling companions until I met you were 2 skeletons and 2 undead zombies.
Yeah.
Again, normal for this place, I suppose. Excellent. 42. Question.
Yes, Conrad.
Do you require sleep?
I require rest.
Are you conscious? You are, after all, some sort of construct. I'm just wondering, is it a recharging sort of stuff? I don't even know. I've never really seen anything like it. Or I know machinery, like in my hometown requires a tuning up and things like that, although it doesn't require sleep. So I'm wondering how specifically you're powered in that regard.
I must rest for a small period of time for me to stay at my full potential. But if you are asking if I stay conscious during this, the answer is yes.
Okay, very useful. Good to know. Excellent. Capital. Thank you, 42.
You are welcome.
He takes out his little notebook and he starts making a couple of little notes. His little leather-bound book.
Question: did anyone actually? I assumed Otto and Siegfried were like bringing the abbot to us or leading us to them.
Bring the abbot out.
Okay, that's what we're waiting for.
Cool.
Yeah, we're
Yeah, okay, cool. Because I was like, did any of us actually go to get the abbot? Okay.
Yeah.
Wonder what's taking them so long.
So, the other things here that you see, there is some old troughs, chicken sheds, and the tethering posts where Marzena was.
Oh, yeah, the chickens sheds with all the screaming that one of them went to go and look into.
Yeah.
So who went to look at the chicken sheds?
Oh no, it was one of the
Or-
NPCs, I think you said.
Yeah.
Quite possibly.
They're like, oh yeah, I'll take care of that. I'll just give him another couple of whacks, probably. I don't know. So imagine we're doing all this while there's this mild screaming going on in the background.
It's horrible.
It's like the last church.
Great.
I can't just cast fireball. That's not allowed. We have to have a story.
These are our friends.
Are they?
which
They
I
are
think
allies, but are they
That
friends?
remains
Valid.
to be seen.
There can be more than one side in a war.
There are shades of grey, sir.
Just checking in as well. That screaming that's going on in the background. We're still just accepting this, yes?
As just as Conrad says this, Beatrice actually walks towards the sheds to
Oh, okay.
have a bit
Just
of an investigate.
going to go and walk up to the screaming torture shed. All right. Well,
We can't get in another fight. None of us are rested. I mean, if any of us can handle that without turning it into a situation, I am sure it's Beatrice.
42. Would you be able to accompany me? We might need to just either extract Beatrice before she gets into trouble, or just stand nearby.
of course.
Let's go. Excellent. Let's go. You two can stay here and do whatever you wish.
So looking at the chicken sheds then?
Yes,
Yes.
Beatrice is.
Yeah. So the sheds hold the shattered remains of several chicken coops. Shackled to the back wall is a wretched humanoid with bestial deformities. There are 9 sheds in total. And looking through them, you see each one has a different one of these beings.
Creatures.
Excellent. And there's no one else like there, like looking around?
Anyone else around?
Not that you can tell. No.
So I suppose Conrad will join with Beatrice at some well after she's been looking around a bit. And be like, oh, okay. Prison, torture chamber, probably still a torture chamber.
The more I see of this place, the less I like it. And she goes to rejoin the group.
42 question. You say you have you were part of you're probably part of combat with Strahd previous, yes?
Yes, I was.
Strahd is obviously some kind of magician, yes. So would this magic would there be magic that would perhaps transform people and make it necessary for them to be held captive? Or is this, well, I know you haven't seen this situation before. I'm just wondering of the magical capabilities. I don't know anything about magic.
Is that something that I would know? Were there stories that were going around during the rebellion of Strahd's powers?
Not really.
Okay. Fair enough. There is magic that can do a lot. There is magic for creation, magic for destruction and rebirth, and change. I have been changed, though not from Strahd, through magic nonetheless, and
Yes.
construction.
You seem to be capable of this. Interesting.
Beatrice is going to once again wander off, but she's going to go in the direction that whoever it was went to get the abbot. She's just going to wander off, sort of, and just see what's taking so long.
Okay.
She
So
won't go inside anywhere, but she will walk to the door.
yeah. So looking into the main hall, you hear gentle sounding music trickling down from above, played on a single stringed instrument by some unseen master. The ground floor is one large 50-foot square room with arched leaded glass windows. The cauldron sits on an iron rack above a fire in the hearth, while above the fireplace mantel hangs a golden disc engraved with the symbol of the sun. In one corner, a wooden staircase climbs to the upper level, while in another corner a stone staircase descends into darkness. Several chairs surround a wooden table which stretches nearly the length of the room. Wooden dishware and gold candelabras are neatly arranged on the table, standing behind which is a young woman with alabaster skin dressed in a torn and soiled red gown. Her auburn hair is neatly bundled so as not to touch her soft shoulders. She seems lost in her own thoughts.
Beatrice is just going to call out, hello? Somebody was coming through this way to get the abbot. We're waiting for the abbot. They're taking a while.
Yes, Otto is collecting the abbot. He should be down shortly.
Thank you. What is your name?
I am Vasilka.
And what do you do around here?
I am learning etiquette from the abbot.
Etiquette.
Yes. So that I might be a suitable bride.
A suitable bride? Do you have an intended?
I am intended to marry the lord of this land.
In her head, Beatrice is like, okay. But she's going to say, well, congratulations on your good fortune. I might go back and wait with my friends. But thank you.
Pleasure to meet you.
Yes, nice to meet you too. And she's going to dash back out to everyone and tell them what she has just discovered. So, I'm not sure where Otto and this abbot is, but there was this young lady in there, and she said that she's here being taught etiquette by the abbot.
Oh, excellent.
Before her betrothed, who is the lord of the land.
Oh.
I thought this town was against Strahd. I thought they were quite readily against Strahd.
Is it a willing marriage, or is it an arranged thing?
I could not tell. She was a bit quiet and subdued.
Well, she would be if that were the case. Okay. Interesting.
I also saw something. There's a symbol, the sun, or a disc on the wall above a fireplace in the hall.
Behind the holy symbol, behind the sun in the house.
Oh, that's a good sign.
The one good one about this place is that apparently we found the correct one.
Perhaps.
Prophecy. Okay. Yes.
What do we say when the abbot arrives? Because it seems like they're not very trustworthy.
We must be very careful and be ready to run.
But what should we say? What's our plan? That we're seeking lodgings, I suppose?
Beatrice. Can
Yeah.
you describe exactly where you saw the sun thing?
Was the fireplace sort of Where in the room was the fireplace again? Where was it again?
So, cauldron sits on iron rack above the fire hearth. I might have to go into...
Oh, it's on the
Kind of in
wall.
the main
It's
entryway,
in the
isn't
main
it?
entry somewhere.
Yeah,
Yeah.
that's all I need. Okay.
It's in main room. You can see it from door.
Alright, so he makes a note in his little notebook again and pops it in his like vest thing.
Esmeralda,
Yes. Yes, 42.
you are against Strahd, is that correct?
Certainly, yes.
Do you vouch for these people?
I do not know for certain. Kresk is supposed to be a safe place, but you never know. Maybe he's trying to set up some sort of distraction. That's a possibility.
Perhaps we should ask when he returns.
No, 42. We shall certainly not ask directly. It will be best to wait and see. And then, if things are safe, you can certainly ask, or quite possibly ask by way of strangulation. But we might need to play it cool to begin with.
Yes.
We can't afford for anybody to get hot-headed.
No, certainly not Beatrice, who has, in the space of about 5 minutes, run off to 2 dangerous locations without any accompaniment. No, certainly not.
It's easier to go alone and not be noticed than then have a big entourage of people.
Of course.
I am detecting sass. This is unproductive.
Wonderful. Yes, I was just about to say, let's look. We've all been through a lot in the last 24 hours. Can we please try and maintain the group? Let's get through this next conversation and get out of this abbey in the next 24 hours. And then we can have whatever discussions we feel like having on the road to our next destination, where there's far less active torture. Maybe.
You mentioned you had a task here.
Yes, we're looking for a holy symbol of hope hidden behind the sun in a house of a saint. We're assuming it is going to be behind this disc, Beatrice saw. We don't know what kind of thing it will be, but it will be behind the sun, and it will be a force of good and protection, which we need.
Then perhaps we save our questions, we stay the night, and then we try and see what we can find in the morning. And then that way, we will be well rested when everything goes pear-shaped and we need to leave.
Excellent. Very capital suggestion there, 42.
Yes, wonderful. Good. But it's taking... Oh, it's just like an administrator to take forever.
So, you wait for a few more moments, and eventually, you see Otto reemerge from the main hall of the abbey, and following him, you see a handsome young man in a brown monk's robe, gently, who is holding the woman who you saw before by the hand, gently, Beatrice. A painted wooden holy symbol that depicts the sun hangs from a chain around his neck. He moves with the grace of a saint. Beatrice, can you roll me a religion check?
Religion. 16.
16. Okay, so for that, you recognize this man is not human. As human as he may look, there's a certain kind of pallid sheen to his face. It's unquestionable. This man is a deva, a form of angel.
Oh no.
Hmm.
Oh no.
Beatrice notices this.
Do any of the rest of us notice this?
No, none of the rest of you really have any sort of connection to the upper planes that would
Oh no.
necessitate noticing.
I guess I don't recognize the religion. Like, they all seem to worship completely different religions here.
No, yeah, this is completely different to anything you would have encountered in Fierlor.
Yeah.
Okay, question. I know Sevia did not see the religious symbology of the previous church, but is this symbology of the sun
same-
similar to
Same
the same?
symbology,
So it's all for
yes.
the Morning Lord.
Yeah.
Oh, okay, cool.
Greetings. What brings you to the Abbey?
We seek passage for the night. We are travelers, weary travelers, looking for somewhere to rest, and we were recommended we come here to beg your hospitality.
Of course. We do not have rooms, I must apologize, but we can have cots set out in the main foyer of the main hall of the church.
Oh, yeah, yes, anything's fine.
And
Yes.
that will allow you some respite from the cold.
Excellent. We do most appreciate that, especially such a sudden arrival in this town. We needed to seek the nearest city to take refuge, so we really appreciate this and your fine establishment as well, sir. May I beg your pardon? What was your name, sir? Good sir.
I'm simply known as the Abbot.
Yeah, Abbot. Excellent. Nice moniker. Fantastic.
And may I ask your names, if you were to be guests here, of course.
Certainly. I am Conrad's Conrad. I have some noble ties, although not near here, unfortunately.
Of course.
Sevia.
A pleasure, Sylvia.
I'm full. I'm an entertainer and a monk.
Oh, wonderful, wonderful. And, Ravencloak? I'm sorry, you're not, actually, no, I know of your folk, though it's been a long time,
Kenku.
Kenku, of course.
Yes. Yes, I know your kind too.
Okay. Beatrice told Sevia part of her backstory. How angry is Beatrice right now?
The second she saw him, she would have very sort of visibly become very rigid and just sort of an aura of cold, just this intense hatred just starts pouring off her towards him.
Sevia is going to grab onto Beatrice's arm, be like, "This is Beatrice. She is not good with people."
Of course,
Excellent.
perhaps I could impart a few lessons on etiquette to you. I have been teaching Vasilka, so perhaps you could benefit from the same lessons.
I think I will be fine.
It is so good that you're teaching etiquette to those around here. I think many people in general do not could really benefit from it. So that is fantastic.
Speaking of which, this is Exley.
Yes. Fortitude.
Good afternoon.
Tell me, I have not seen one of your kind around here before. Do you hail from Mechanus?
I hail from here.
Interesting. And, of course, I'm aware of Esmeralda. Of course. So,
Yes, she gets around, evidently.
now,
It's very good to meet you, Abbot, and of course your friend here as well.
why don't we take this conversation inside and out of the cold?
Sounds fantastic. We will be delighted to go in.
And as you all enter the main hall, that is where we're going to leave it for this episode.
Oh.
Oh no. Oh no. Oh no.
I'm sure it'll go fine. Thank you very much
Everything
for
will be
listening.
peachy.
Yeah,
Thank you for
thank
listening,
you.
everyone.
Thank
Have a
you.
great week, guys.
Thank you. Have a great week. Catch you next week.
Tune in next week for the combat episode.
Yeah.
Yeah, see you.
Goodbye.
Maybe.